Okay, so we're going to talk about some current affairs, and I've been calling this since August, late July of last year, so I'm almost certain it's going to happen. So I'm going to go ahead and give you the rundown. So let's go ahead and look at the current affairs from 2016 until today. So back in 2016, the trade war, quote unquote, begins with China, fronted by Trump and the media narrative, of course. So this is the Hang Seng Index on March 1st, 2016. What do you see on the chart? A gap. Now, the reason why this gap is still visible is because it has not filled yet. We'll get to that later. We're going to go ahead and mark this with a red line, though, so that we know later on that that is the gap we looked at originally. Just like so. Now, let's go ahead and look at the news headlines during this time 6 years ago. This was on March 1st, which was the day of the gap in America, but would have been a day earlier than Hang Seng due to the time differences, so let's not pay too much attention to that, just the headlines themselves. So, March 1st, 2016 at 9:28 p.m., U.S. warns China on militarization of South China Sea. So we got some fear going on in the headlines. Next, we have March 2nd, day after the gap, but technically the same day in Hang Seng time. Donald Trump's trade war may have already begun. Next, we have Ukraine crisis. EU to continue sanctions on some Russians and Ukrainians. Obama prolonged sanctions on Russia over Ukraine crisis. So remember, there was a Ukraine crisis back then too. Now, what happened after that? This is our gap line right here. This is the day we measured. And this is the year following. From 2017 to 2018, we had a nasty bull run from the Hang Seng. So now fast forward 6 years, and we have a newly created gap here, but take a look. This is our gap from 2016. So, saying all along, gaps are running this market right now, and I guarantee you this is going to be a target in the near future. So look for it. Look for this gap to fill, and things might happen. We're getting close. Now, let's look at those headlines again. Because remember, 6 years later, Trump's big China flop and other failures. Talking about the trade war headlines we just read that was created 6 years ago. Next, we have American businesses in China say U.S.-China relations are back to Trump-era tensions. Back where they started. Ending America's trade war with China won't stop inflation. That's just a funny random one I threw in. Then we have Putin's war could save the global economic order. This one was written a few days ago. The Ukraine-Russia crisis. What is happening? So do you see what's going on here? Russia-Ukraine war. Key developments in the ongoing conflict. Do you see what's happening? Do you think that it's a coincidence that the same fear-mongering tactics are being used this time around that were being used last time around? No. You know why? Why these people may have a lot of money? They're not the smartest tools in the shed. It's easily seen and can be broken apart just by analyzing their narratives and reverse engineering their tactics. So, by what coincidence is a gap made from 2016 involving China, trade war, Ukraine, Russia, in a crisis, and full circle 6 years later, we're sitting here with Hang Seng at record valuations being at record lows, coming off of a very nasty bear run with the gap started 6 years ago, nearly almost filled, and looks like the Russia tensions are easing. You tell me. I've been calling this for 6 months. If you want the opportunity, it's there. Because this is what happened last time. After all this fear-mongering and scare tactics by the media, this is what happened last time. And I guarantee you that gap is a marker for when the next one's going to start. And it's coming up soon. I'd say that's one day there. If we have another couple days like this, we may see it tonight. Look for it. If the Hang Seng closes underneath 19,505, buckle up. And by the way, I'm still extending the offer. I think you already know the answer to the question, what's going to happen. If you ignore all the bullshit and people that don't know what they're talking about, listen to the guy that's read stuff and knows what he's talking about, you'll realize the media is justification for markets. Wall Street is the media. Gaps control the narratives, which control the price. If you want to capture this opportunity, it won't happen again. Link in the description, up to you. But what's coming? In simple terms, yin-yang. What started is about to finish, and then we will continue where we left off.